What is the true meaning of happiness? Are you happy? Do you know how happy you are? I'll tell you a few strings of numbers and you'll understand. On this earth with a population of 7.6 billion, an average of 293,542 people do not see tomorrow's sun every day. There are at least 1.75 million patients in the world lying in hospital beds. Perhaps the hospital is the last battle of their lives. The wars in the world never cease for a moment. Every day, at least 80 million people suffer from the baptism of war. They are exhausted and race against death. In this world, more than 1.5 billion people are living below the poverty line. They are worrying about 3 meals a day, and they are fighting to the death due to the lack of clothing and food. According to incomplete statistics, about 40 million people in the world leave the world every year due to hunger. In underdeveloped and developing countries, about 2 billion to 2.5 billion people have to face poverty, and more than 40% of them cannot add a new piece of clothing or eat a meal of meat every year. There are 280 million people sleeping in the wind, homeless. If you don't live like them, you're happier than them. There are 12 million blind people in the world, and 43 million people with disabilities of all kinds. For them, they can see the colorful world, hear the sounds of nature, lift their heads, bend their waists and walk. It is the greatest happiness for them to be able to move and speak. Compared to them, we really don't know how happy we are. Don't lose confidence and fighting spirit because of small setbacks. The first elements of life are health, safety, and happiness, followed by food, clothing, housing, transportation, family, friendship, love, and so on. In this world, there are still thousands of homeless, displaced wives and estranged, and those who live in misery, disasters, and suffering. Compared with them, you are so fortunate. If you still have doubts, then you really should know that you are so blessed, lucky, happy, and prosperous at this time. Is there any reason not to live well and not to redouble our efforts to cherish it? According to the law of increasing uncertainty, each of us has a moment when we turn to dust. In the short decades of our life, we have to cherish everything we have at the moment.